Hi, hi. How are we doing today, chat? Welcome. So, today we are going to be ranking every single Pokemon based off of their ability to kill 1,000,000,000 lions. So, there's over 1,000 of these Pokemon, 1,028 plus Megas and Gigantamaxes and all those forms. So, let's get started. Bulbasaur is dead. Ivysaur is dead. Venusaur can draw a lion. I think Mega Venusaur kills one. Right? Gigantamax Venusaur. I think it gets tens of lions. I mean, Gigantamax Pokemon overall will probably kill quite a few lions. Right? Charmander, that fire's not helping you. Same with Charmeleon, I'm sorry. Charizard, it can fly. I think it beats... It definitely beats a lion. I'd say maybe a few lions for Charizards. Gigantamax Charizard, I think could take down 100 lions. Right? It's giant, it's got a bunch of fire. Like, I think within 3 turns worth of time, it's got the fire it needs. Right? Base form starters are all just going to die for the most part. Blastoise. Now, lions fight with bites, but I don't know. I think it could draw a lion, maybe. If the lion bites the wrong spot. Mega Blastoise does beat a lion, though. Gigantamax Blastoise, it'll beat like tens of lions, but I guess it depends on where it aims that thing. It could beat, no, probably only tens. Depends on how the lions are lined up, though. Caterpie, Metapod, Butterfree, I'm sorry. There's nothing you can do. Gigantamax, Butterfree. Can put a bunch of them to sleep. So, I don't know, maybe we'll beat a few lions, probably. Weedle's not doing anything helpful, neither is Kakuna. Beedrill. The Beedrills will draw a lion in the sense of they'll die, but they'll poison it in the process. The birds, I doubt will do much, but the Mega Bird will possibly draw a lion. The rats won't do anything. They're pretty strong, like with their fangs, but like they're also pretty small. I think Pharaoh has the capacity to draw a lion. Ekans and Arbok do have poison abilities, but I don't think it's enough. Pikachu, sorry, nothing's helping you. Gigantamax Pikachu can beat a few lions, probably. Actually, it's got Thunderbolts. It should be able to do tens. Raichu probably could draw a lion. As could the Mega Raichus. Maybe the Mega Raichus could beat a lion, I think, actually. Sandshrew. I think just dies. Sandslash could put up a fight. I think it could. I think they could beat a lion. Nidorans. Sorry, nothing's helping you. Neither are the Nidorinos doing too much. They'll draw a lion. Their poison's probably strong enough, actually. The king and queens, though, can definitely beat a lion. Actually, I'd say possibly a few lions. They're big, they're poisonous, they're strong, but I don't think they're getting through too much. Clefairy, I'm sorry. Clefable, I don't think there's enough for you there. Mega Clefable can probably beat a lion. Like, Vulpix. Dead, I'm sorry. The Kanto Pokemon aren't doing too good here. Ninetales can cast a lion and draw it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna say that the cast is enough to let it draw one. Jigglypuff can put them to sleep, but other than that, same with Wigglytuff. Zubat line, I doubt is doing too much. Crobat might do something, but who knows? We're not up to Crobat yet. Anyway, Oddish is a Pokemon that exists, and it is also lion food. Same with Gloom. Vileplume, yeah, probably. Paris. All of these little weak Pokemon here that are just not... They're not cut out to fight lions. They weren't designed for it. Now, Diglett. I feel like Diglett could outsmart a lion and get around them pretty easily. But I don't think as a whole it's doing much. I'm gonna say could probably draw a lion. Dugtrio, I'm gonna say could beat a lion. In fact, I'm gonna put the steel ones up 1. Just for the sake of strength there. Meowth. Couldn't even steal a lion. No. You? I have doubts. But also I think you could maybe... You could scratch a lion, but you're not killing it. You could probably beat a few lions by just falling on them when you die, but you will die. Persian is obviously going to just... I mean, it's a big cat, but it's not as big as a lion. I think it's going to maybe draw a lion. Dark type Persian, I'm gonna say, could definitely draw a lion. In fact, I'm saying Dark type Persian could probably beat a lion. Psyduck, I'm sorry, you're gonna get a headache from all those lions being too loud and you're gonna die. Golduck could potentially beat a lion, actually. It's not looking too good for the Pokemon here so far, chat. But we are just in Kanto, and we already have a Pokemon that can kill 100 of them. That said, 100 is nothing to a billion. Mankey can probably beat a few lions. Its rage is pretty strong. Now, Primeape, I think has the guts to do it. I think it could probably... maybe not. Maybe first non-Gigantamax Pokemon to be in the tens of lions. Okay. I think Growlithe is kind of dead. Arcanine can get a few lions, as will Hisuian. Poliwhirl, I'm sorry. Poliwhirl can actually draw a lion, I think. Poliwag is dead. Poliwrath can probably get a few lions. Abra, you can teleport, but that's about it. Kadabra, at best, would draw. At best, would beat a lion. Yeah. Alakazam could get a few. Mega Alakazam could get a few. Okay. These punches are where it's going to start getting big. You're very small, but I think you can probably draw a lion. Machoke can probably get tens of lions. Machamp, probably hundreds of lions. But Gigantamax Machamp, bro is taking at least 1,000 lions. I could possibly argue 100,000 lions. Chat, what do we think? Honestly, Machoke is known for being really strong as it is. I feel like these move up all. I think Gigantamax Machamp, the lions barely stand a chance. They've got the numbers on it eventually, but... yeah. Okay, but they've got some food over here at least. Beats a few lions. Okay, I think that's a fair bit. Tentacle, sorry, Tentacruel. I'm gonna say you can beat one. Geodude, it's gonna break its teeth. That's gonna be the same for probably a lot of these rocks. It's just like, oh yeah, the self-destruct mon especially though can actually, they can all definitely at minimum draw a lion. Ponyta, sorry. Rapidash on the other hand. Sorry, Galarian Rapidash, but I think regular Rapidash could probably beat a lion. Slowpoke is food to us and it's food to lions as well. Although, yeah. I don't think any of the Slowpoke lions really got this. Magnemite could probably shock the lion enough. Magneton could probably beat one. That leek is looking awfully tasty, I'm not gonna lie. Chat. I think Farfetch'd is cooked. Starfetch too, I think. Dodrio, I think, could probably beat a lion. Thielen's Feel. Not looking likely. Right, these are all poisonous creatures that could probably beat a lion at minimum. So I'm just gonna say probably they beat a lion, but they do die. Shelter. Closer's got some power, but not enough. Okay, Ghastly. Now, if the lions are using Bite or Crunch, Ghastly's gonna be cooked. Like, these ghost types aren't gonna stand as much of a chance here at their lower levels. I think Gengar could probably draw a lion. Mega Gengar could probably beat a lion. Gigantamax Gengar could probably get tens of lions. I don't think it's in 100+ territory, though. Onyx can't kill an Oddish. And it's got the type disadvantage, sure, but like, even still, if the types were evened out, I don't think it could. Drowsy, no. Hypno, no. These crabs, I'm sorry. I think Kingler could at best draw one. Didn't even know it got a Gigantamax though. That's definitely killing like tens of lions. Self-destruct mon. These all get a guaranteed draw. Execute. I'm not quite sure. I think it's probably just gonna die. Alolan Execute. Sorry, Executor and Alolan Executor could probably maybe draw and kill respectively. Because that tail is going to be a pretty good advantage for Alolan. Cubone's too sad to fight. Marowak. It's got some power there. Alolan Marowak is going to get a kill. Okay. The fighters, I think, can kill a lion. But I don't think they're going to do much more than that. We're almost done with Gen 1 Pokemon. Almost there, chat. And when we get to these Pokemon at the end of Gen 1, that's when it's going to start getting spicy. Lickitung. I think it grosses a lion out enough that it can kill it, but it doesn't get much more. Coughing and wheezing. There's enough poison gas in them that they can take out a lion. Okay. Rhyhorn, that's gonna definitely kill a lion. In fact, I think Rhyhorn can get a few lions. Rhydon, on the other hand, I think can get maybe tens of lions. Chansey maybe draws a lion at best. Terry, I'm sorry. I don't want to do this, but... Alright, Kangaskhan. I think does beat a lion. Mega Kangaskhan can get a few because it's got a helping hand, but that child will be dead pretty soon. Okay, the seahorse Pokemon probably don't stand a chance, nor do the fish. The starfish maybe have a chance. I don't think much more is happening. I guess Mega Sami could probably beat a lion. It's probably the worst ranked Mega so far. Oh no, these Megas are. The Megas, oh, and Beedrill. Yeah, okay, the Megas aren't as strong as the Gigantamaxes, to be fair. Mr. Mime can build some fake walls and survive for a while, but it's gonna die. I think with ice it can draw a lion. Cypher, I think can beat a lion. It's got strong scissors for hands. Jinx, I think is just toast. Alright, Electabuzz. Strong enough, I think it can beat a lion. Same goes for Magmar. And in fact, same goes for Pinsir. But I think Mega Pinsir is a little bit stronger. I think it's going to get a few lions with that. Plus its ability to fly. Tauros. I think each Tauros type has the ability to sort of draw a lion. I don't think they're doing much better than that. Magikarp, go away, you're dead. Gyarados? I think it's strong enough to beat a lion. Mega Gyarados, I think, could probably get a few. And now we're up to Lapras. Okay. Let's think here. I think Lapras is going to beat probably a few lions. Because they're not going to want to... Yeah. I feel like water Pokemon that get good range and strong enough attacks should generally be like Pokemon that stay in the water. I guess boost Blastoise up as well for that same reason. Like it can shoot at range from the water, and I think it's relatively safe. Also, Perish Song means an automatic like draw at minimum. I think tens of lions for yeah. A bunch of lions. I think actually Perish Song at that scale probably does get you 500 plus lions. Think of how many lions would hear the song at that scale. And for the same reason, right? Lapras, probably about 100 would hear the song. No, Lapras can't survive long enough, close enough. So yeah, a few lions. But yeah, at that scale, Perish Song is deadly. And that's something to keep in mind. Ditto draws a lion. It becomes a lion and then, you know, it's a lion for a lion. Eevee is toast. I think we've got some solid ground for Gigantamax Eevee to probably get a few lions. It's definitely going to be the worst of the Gigantamaxes so far. But, like, I think it's fine. Vaporeon, same thing we said earlier with the water. It can definitely get some good range to beat a few lions. Blastoise and Gyarados can come up here because they've got good enough range. and strong enough attacks. Alright, Jolteon. I think draws a lion. Flareon, if we're going with its modern moveset, could probably draw a lion. Porygon, I don't see... I don't see much life in that. Lord Helix is unfortunately going to be lion food, as is its older counterpart. But I think, right, Kabutops is definitely going to be in Cypher territory. Where do I put Cypher? Cypher is, yeah. Same territory as Cypher. Like, Aerodactyl, I think can get a few lions how it is. As a Mega, I think Aerodactyl can maybe get tens of lions. But, yeah. Snorlax can draw a lion if it tries hard. Gigantamax Snorlax could probably beat a few... Yeah, it could probably beat a few lions. It's sort of in that same territory as Eevee. Like, it's not going to try really hard to do a lot. It's got some moves that it could use, but I don't think Gigantamax Snorlax is beating too many lions. At most, tens of lions, though. Like, it's not going to be that close. Alright, on to the legendaries before we go back to the pseudo legends and then the legendaries again. Because why not? Articuno, I think, can beat tens of lions. In fact, I'm going to say, for the most part, all the legendary birds can probably do tens of lions. Because they've got good flight, they've got good speed, and they've got ranged attacks that are going to be able to hit multiple lions at once. In fact, I'm going to say it, the legendary birds can probably do 100 plus lions each. And just keep in mind, like, at the very least, with the regional birds, the different versions of them are considered different Pokemon. They're similar Pokemon with the same name, but they are technically different species. Alright, and Moltres. Okay. I'm sorry, Dragonair and Dratini both dead. Dragonite, I think, can get tens of lions. I think it can do it. Mega Dragonite, on the other hand, I think can work with the legendary birds almost. Like, I think it's up in the hundreds territory. But that is just my opinion. Mewtwo, like, I think it's pretty safe to say that Mewtwo can probably kill maybe in the thousands of lions. Right? Like, it's got the mind power, it's got the speed, and it's got the strength. Ability to hit multiple lions at once. And with Y especially, I think it can definitely do it. Mew, we know, is stronger than Mewtwo, like, from footage of them fighting. I'd say it's probably on par with Mewtwo Y. I think 100,000 plus lions shouldn't be too difficult for it. I think that's a relatively simple task. It will probably... I mean, it's small, right? So as soon as it gets caught, it is dead. But yeah. Okay, this is where I'd rank all of the Gen 1 Pokemon on this list. In fact, I'm going to be downloading... I'll download this now. Hello. Maybe I won't download it now. Hydrating. Okay. How's tier listing so far? It's going okay. We've figured out that at the very least, 300,000 plus lions should die. Like, we should be able to kill at least 300,000 of the billion lions. And that's just with Gen 1 Pokemon. I have a few Pokemon that I am aware will definitely kill the lions. They'll just do it. But, you know, a few of these Pokemon here are not going to be doing all that much work. They'll be maybe beating a lion at best. You know? Okay. But yeah. One of these is not like the other. Okay, you two, I'm sorry. And you especially, it hurts. I love you, but you're dead. You two. You two. You two. Johto Pokemon are not really standing much of a chance. You tie. You get a lion. Dead. Dead. Baby. 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 Slightly older baby. I forget that Togekiss isn't... I genuinely forgot that Togekiss is just not Gen 2. When is Togekiss? Is it Gen 4? Yeah, it is. Damn. Anyways, Natu, Zatu. Okay, Ampharos is where we get a different story. Ampharos can beat a lion. Mega Ampharos, I think, is actually capable of a little more. I think it's gonna beat a few lions. Dude, I'm sorry, Johto Pokemon, but you're not making it easy to live. Like, you could try a little harder to kill the lions, is what I'm trying to say. Alright, hear me out. Not Galarian. Paldean Wooper can draw a lion because it's poisonous enough that the lion that eats it will die. Because it's small, so the lion will probably just try and chow down on it. Quagsire, yeah, dead. Espeon is pretty smart. I think it could probably draw a lion. Umbreon, I think the same sort of idea. It can probably draw a lion. You're dead. You can draw a lion, I think. You're smart. And you're smart and poisoned. You're dead. Unknown, sorry, dead. Wobbuffet draws a lion. It Destiny bonds it and that helps. Girafarig dead. Self-destruct Pokemon automatically gets a tie with a lion. So that's pretty cool. You're not doing too much, so Dunsparce. I think Gligar probably draws a lion. Steelix? It's a giant steel snake. Like, I know Onyx. I'll boost Onyx up. Where's Onyx? Onyx probably can beat a lion. Steelix can probably beat... Oh, it takes a lot to eat into some rocks, let's be real. Tens of lions. 100+ lions. But, even better than 100+ lions, Mega Steelix could probably take down... Where is it? 300+ lions? I think it's pretty reasonable to say. You're dead. You probably draw the lion, to be fair. Yeah, you draw a lion. You draw a lion. You aren't too much stronger than Cypher. But Mega Scizor, on the other hand, I think could get a few lions. Very strong defense. But as we learned yesterday, a speed stat of what? 5? And a health stat of very low. Heracross? I think Heracross can draw a lion. Mega Heracross can go out with Cypher, Scizor, and all the other buddies of these big bugs. Okay. We're getting closer to the real killers here. Being, of course, Entei, Raikou, and Suicune. What gen is Celebi, if not? Oh, Celebi is there. Hello, Lugia. I just always forget the legendary trio comes, for some reason, before the pseudo-legendaries. And then the main legendaries. Was it like that every generation? Reggie's... No. So they do eventually stop doing that. Alola's gonna be really fun when we get through all of these Ultra Beasts. Plus then also having like Eternamax Eternatus right after it in the next gen. Okay. Let's think of this here. Sneasel. Pretty fast, pretty strong with its scratches. Could probably beat a lion. It's gonna sneak up behind it, kill it. But then the lion behind that will kill it. Same sort of goes for Hisuian, like... It's gonna completely kill a lion, but another lion... The next lion's just gonna take it out. Teddiursa, I'm sorry. Ursaring, I think, is going to beat a few lions, at best. Slugma is going to draw a lion because it's going to be too hot to eat and it's going to die. It's hotter than the surface of the sun. So honestly, I think its existence might actually just take down a few lions. I'm sorry, you're probably dead, you're probably dead, you're probably dead, you're cursed. So I could probably draw a lion. Yeah, a lot of these Pokemon are going to be dying. But we don't need all of the Pokemon. Like, yeah, every single Pokemon is helping. Doesn't mean that every single Pokemon needs to survive. You know? Like, It takes a couple Voltorbs to crack a billion lions. But with hundreds of thousands of lions being killed by, 3 different Pokemon by themselves, each, so far, I think we're doing okay. Right? There could probably be a million category somewhere. But even then, like, I don't think we'd have anything in the million category yet. Maybe Mew. Maybe. Yeah, I'm sorry, you're dead. Sorry, just dying. Alright. Skarmory is going to probably actually kill a few lions. Right? I think Mega Skarmory is going to also do some lion slaying. Probably get tens of lions though. You're dead. You are going to draw a lion. You're going to beat a few lions. Okay. I think you can probably beat a few lions. As can your evolved form. I've already lost Donphan. I found Donphan. I think Donphan can probably beat tens of lions, actually. It is shocking how little Pokemon can beat 10 plus lions, right? To be fair, thinking about it, I think it's fair to move the Charizard line up by 1. I almost want to move Machamp and Gigantamax Machamp up 1 to a new million plus 1. I wouldn't do like kills everyone single-handedly because I don't think Mega Machamp could kill everything. But I'll leave it for now. Porygon 2, not much of an upgrade from Porygon 1, unfortunately. Santler, I think, could probably draw a lion. You can definitely draw a lion. In both ways. I'm sorry, but Hitmontop can probably actually do some killing. Probably gets a lion down. We're almost up to my first Pokemon that I have an argument can kill the lions just outright. But first, we've got some babies to deal with. And a cow. And where did I put Chansey? Did I put Chansey somewhere? Chansey can draw a lion. Yeah, that sounds about right for Blissey as well. Raikou. Okay. We're up to some legendaries again. I think Raikou, Entei, and Suicune. They're like legendary lions. I think they can probably get tens of lions each. I just think 100 plus lions is probably going to be a little bit overwhelming. But tens of lions isn't that bad, all things considered. Okay. I'm sorry you're dead. You can draw a lion. You can beat a few lions. And Mega you. Okay. We're almost there. Next thing I want to say. Lugia. It can fly. It can manipulate the entire ocean. It's pretty strong. I think Lugia is probably in the 100+ category. Ho-Oh, I think, is also about the same. Now. Celebi. Celebi. One legendary Pokemon versus a billion lions? Well, what about a mythical Pokemon versus a billion lions? Because the average lifespan of a lion is about 13 years. Celebi can time travel. Time travel 20 years into the future, all the lions are just dead. It just wins by default. Right? Because of time travel, Celebi outright wins. It kills them with time. I'm gonna replace kills with beats. Right? It just outlives everything. And there are other Pokemon that you can say this for. I actually nearly argued the same thing earlier when I got to another Pokemon. I can't remember which Pokemon it was. What Pokemon was it that I was going to maybe argue that for? I was going to argue time travel as a possibility for something. But ended up not doing that. And I can't remember what they landed in instead, so I can't just find them. Genuinely no idea. I might have been hallucinating it. Anyways, the Gen 2 Pokemon have been added into this. Take a good look at them. We now have the ability to beat everything. We've already beat the lions 2 generations in. How many generations of Pokemon does it take to kill a billion lions? 2. It takes 2 generations. But what about if you just wanted to really make sure? What if, time travel is banned? Well, some Pokemon wouldn't be all that much help. But some Pokemon would probably be a little more helpful. For example, Mega Sceptile. What's it gonna do against a billion lions? Nothing. What's it gonna do against a few lions? Kill them. It's gonna get a few of them. I'm sorry, Torchic, you're just... Combuskin, you too. Blaziken, I think you can probably... You can probably beat a few lions. Mega Blaziken, I think, could also probably do tens of lions. This range is not very big from tens up. Even from few lions up, it's quite small. In fact, the amount of lions that can beat a lion outright without drawing with it is probably smaller than the amount that can't do that. And that is comparatively getting even worse as I add more Pokemon in that can probably at best kill a lion. Mega Swampert is going to probably kill a few lions, you know. I think it's getting the job done. Okay, you're dead, and you're drawing. Dead. 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 Draw. Dead. If these Pokemon want to kill lions, they should probably just draw it. Like, not evolve, I mean, sorry. If they want to do anything helpful. Low-tiered Lombre, sorry, but Ludicolo is going to do some work for you at least. Can probably just do the water range strat. Get a few lions like that. Okay. Cedar, nope, sorry. Nuzleaf, nope. This Nuzlocke is over. I'm sure that you will be helpful to probably draw a lion at best, though. Dead, sorry. Dead, sorry. Dead, sorry. Dead, sorry. Dead. Dead. Okay. Gardevoir. Gardevoir has an ability that is very helpful here. And that is the ability to simply just, for fun, open a black hole. So if time travel doesn't do it, well, I'm sure a black hole will. So Gardevoirs get all the way up there. You two are fighting. Wait, how many generations does it take to kill 3 billion lions in separate accounts? 3. 2, I guess, if you count Mega Gardevoir as an extension of Gardevoir's powers. Then we've got some more useless Pokemon. Sort of balancing it out. Okay. Now, Shedinja is something I want to think about here. What are Shedinja's weaknesses? Dark, no, it's dead. Bite or crunch will kill it. You're... Come on, place it down. You're dead. You're gonna kill a few, actually. I think Loudred can beat a few Pokemon. Well, not Pokemon, lions. Exploud can probably also beat a few, maybe 10s. I'd say Exploud could probably beat 10s. Hariyama, I'd probably put Hariyama in the 10s of lions category. You're dead. You're dead. You're dead. You're dead. Sableye can possibly tie a lion. Mega Sableye? I think Mega Sableye can probably get a few. Okay. Mawile, I think can kill a lion. Mega Mawile can probably kill a few. But not too many. Okay. We are getting somewhere. How big is Gen 3? Hmm. Okay, we're almost there. There's a lot of Pokemon chat. I don't know how long this is gonna take us. We probably won't finish this whole thing in one stream. So, you can beat a lion. If you evolve, I think you can beat 10s of lions, though. Which, you know, that's something. And if you Mega Evolve further from there, like, I think 100 plus lions is actually within your scope. So, good for you. I put you in a few lions and said, oops. I meant to put you in 10s of lions. There we go. I think actually you can draw a lion. Chat, you'd be surprised how many Pokemon can at the very least draw with a lion. Like, you know, in just the first 2.5 generations, we've got this many draws. Sure, we've got this many outright deaths. But we've also got this many every lion kills. With how many more every lion kills to come? 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7. 8, 9, 10, 11. 12, 13. 14. There's probably about 14 other Pokemon in this list that could just single-handedly kill the lions. Yeah. Chat, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna finish Gym 3 and we're going to make this a multi-part series. Because this is gonna take a while and it's very tiring. But we'll do what we can. You can probably kill a lion, if I'm gonna be honest. You can probably kill a few lions, if I'm gonna be honest. Like, I think you're capable. More than capable, even. So, Mega Medicham, you get up there. Electrike, sorry. You, on the other hand, Minitrick, you are drawing with a lion. And you, Mega Minitrick, are killing a few of them. So, good for you. That beats a lion. That beats a few lions. Fossil Man, I'm so sorry you're dead. Same for you, Volbit and Elementor. I think you're dead, but it's possible that you could have possibly drawn it, but I'm gonna say dead. Gulpin is dead. Swallow, I'm sorry, you're same treatment as Gulpin. Okay. Carvine. You're drawing a lion, I think. Sharpedo. I think Sharpedo can probably kill a few. Using the ranged water attack strat. Mega Sharpedo using the same strat, but also using its physical strength to hold itself for longer. Probably beats tens of lions. Hydrate? Okay, will do. Okay. Whalmer. I think it's strong enough to kill a few lions. In fact, I'm gonna say even tens of lions. Wailord? Well, hey. What did I just do? Okay. I thought I just backed out of the tab. It's fine. Wailord is probably in the hundreds plus. It's a big whale. Numal, I'm sorry, but Camerupt, I'm putting in the tens category, actually. I think it's got what it takes. Mega Camerupt, I think, can probably do 100 plus. So, that's pretty cool. More Pokemon going up higher. You can probably beat a few lions. So there you go, Torkoal. You're gonna get knocked over immediately. And that means you're automatically dead. Grumpig, I think, draws at best. Spender, I'm sorry. Trapinch is pretty strong. It's pretty slow, but I think I can draw a lion at that speed. Vibrava, I think, is kind of dead. But Flygon, pretty cool Pokemon. Should have gotten a Mega. Should have gotten a Mega when ZA came out too, but nope. I think Flygon can beat a few lions. Cacnea can beat a few lions. I think. Maybe a lion. It would trick a lion. Cacturn, I think, is getting a few though. Something tells me Cacturn's just capable like that, you know? Okay. We're getting closer to the end of the generation. So. Swablu's sorry. Altaria, on the other hand, I think is killing tens of lions. I think it can do that. Mega Altaria as well, I think is in the hundreds category. So let's put you up there. Okay. Zangoose is definitely killing a few lions. Okay. You're drawing with a lion. Doing better than Ekans and Arbok could have done. Thorok and Lunatine, I think, could probably also both draw with a lion. Okay. This is looking pretty promising for the Pokemon so far. Like, you know, sure, a lot of them are dead in a ditch. Like, a lot of them. But, you know, I think that's fine. Okay. Play-Doh. You get explosive permission to just default yourself into there. Okay. Let's think for a little bit. Right. We're sort of in the final stretch before we get to the legendaries. So, you're dead. You can kill a lion. Dillydoo can kill a lion. Right? You're dead. I think you're beating a few. Right? I think that's pretty safe to say. You can beat a few lions. Okay. Sorry, you're dead. You're killing a few lions. So that's cool. Okay, we're almost there, chat. I'm sorry, Castform, but I don't think weather manipulation is quite enough to push you over the edge for tying. What is enough is complete camouflage and invisibility. Okay. Sorry, but you're dead. Mega Bennett, though, is probably going to be able to kill a few lions. So let's get you up to that tier. You are unfortunately just dead. You're probably drawing a lion. Tropius? I'm pretty sure there's like a really stupid strategy that means that Tropius could actually one-on-one, if played correctly with the correct item or whatever, and if incredibly lucky, right? Tropius could kill all of the lions. As the only Pokemon that could, to my knowledge, in video game logic, with mechanics as of Sword and Shield at the very least, one-on-one battle, you know, just no healing, just fighting each lion one after the other. Tropius could do it. Not saying it's likely at all, but it's possible. And that's what counts. You're dead. You're maybe killing a lion. Absol. Absol kills a few lions. Right? But I think Mega Absols can probably take... I'm gonna buff Absol up to 10s. I think Mega Absols can do 100s. Okay. We're almost there. Just a little bit longer. And pushing for a little bit more lag on my computer as we get more and more stuff into this tier list. Okay. Sorry. Why not? Because I said so. Right. You can draw a lion. You are probably going to be able to kill a lion. I'd say actually maybe a few. But not a lot more. As I said earlier, Sail and Feel are just dead. You're maybe drawing a lion if you're lucky. I can see you drawing a lion. You're dead, Huntail, you're dead. You're dead as well. You're dead. You're dead. You're dead. Okay. Final stretch of this generation. Right? You can draw a lion. Salamence? 100 plus lions, easy. Yeah, I think you can do that. You know, pseudo legendary. I think putting you. I think I'm gonna go down. Hmm. No, I'm gonna put you up 100 plus lions, but I'm gonna move the Mega Charizards up. Regular Charizard, I think, is still in tens, but I think the Megas could take on 100. This will be a great VOD to watch later. True. I do also plan on editing it down to a video once I'm done the whole thing. Okay. Mega Salamence, I think, can also probably do hundreds of lions. I don't think it's getting into the thousand, like, maybe 300. I think, I don't think it's getting to 500 territory. Um, yeah. I'm gonna move Gigantamax Lapras up, because I think its vocal range is a little higher than that. Counterpoint Moxie? What if I... Okay. True, but I think this placement still works. Okay. We have... You're probably drawing a lion, I think. I have a feeling you can draw a lion. You can kill a few lions. Right? Like, I think Metang's got this. Metagross. Probably in the tens category. Probably kills tens of Pyrals daily on in a ranked ZA battle anyway. And then I'm gonna put Mega Metagross. I think Metagross can handle hundreds. It is made of steel. It's pretty strong. It's got 4 arms. Like, I don't see a lion getting through this very easily. Okay. Red Rock. I think it's also going to be in the hundreds category. In fact, I feel like all of the Reggie trio are probably going to be able to make hundreds territory. I don't think any of them quite break 1,000. In fact, I don't think any of them really break 300. But within 100, like 100 to 300 lions, all of them should be able to make that. Okay. Let's get Registeel up. Okay. The laddies. Thinking here. Flight, pretty strong, pretty fast. 300s for the base forms, 500s for the megas, I'd say. That seems fair. Like, they're pretty strong, they're pretty fast. I think that they're about on par with Mega Salamence in terms of killing capabilities, and then they can Mega Evolve to be stronger than that. Like, yeah, like that seems fair and reasonable. Okay, let's get the Mega Lattes up. Okay. Getting over here. Up, up, and to 500 we go. Kyogre, massive flood. Like, ginormous flood. Okay? And I think that flood is probably in the thousands territory. Depends. I think it could do 100,000 plus lions. I I think for simplicity's sake, regular Kyogre in there, 100,000 plus in its primal form. Okay. Groudon. I'm just gonna put it in the same as Kyogre, but one lower, because I feel like an Earthquake isn't as strong as a Flood for killing a bunch of lions. It's still gonna do some serious damage, but I don't think it's as successful as a Flood would be. Verdict, Kyogre wins, making Sapphire the better version, I guess. Or you can just get Emerald, like... There we go. Speaking of just getting Emerald, Rayquaza doesn't have a Flood, but sort of like is super fast, super strong, has some good ranged attacks, like has some level of control over the other two Pokemon. You know, like, I mean, if it's their Guardian, it would be pretty strong. I'm putting both Rayquazas in with base Kyogre. I don't think they're as strong as a maximum efficiency Kyogre Flood would be. But I think they're pretty strong still. So Mega Rayquaza can do that. Jirachi wishes for the lions to die. Right? You wish for the lions to die, Jirachi just got you covered. Jirachi easy just takes on the lions like that. Alright, speed form, Deoxys. Pretty fast. Right? Hold on, I need to double check I know which form is which for the other ones. Deoxys forms, please. Normal attack, defense, and speed. Okay. I feel like they all sort of average out, like... Those all sort of balance out and end up being about equal in power. I'm gonna put the Deoxys forms up in... probably about, like, 300s. I think it's fair. And reminder that we are calling it for today's stream of this after this generation. So once we've done placing Deoxys, we will end the stream and do a raid. But we will be back at it at some point in the near future to do the next few generations. But as of so far, with the first 3 generations in place, those lions already aren't standing much of a chance. Right? Like, we've already got Celebi time traveling. We've already got black holes from Gardevoir. Tropius can get incredibly lucky. Not likely, but it could. We've got Jirachi just wishing the lions were dead. We've got some serious punches, some good floods, and some pretty strong power just by itself. This is a pretty solid list so far. But we are also done with it for today at the very least. So, let's see who we can raid. Luma's live. Let's go raid Lumastar, chat. Is there any way of saving like this to continue? Or do I just have to... Okay. I think this is it for today. I'm gonna have a look before I close that while I raid. Alright, thanks for watching, chat. Let's send you over now. I will see you guys in the next stream. Where we will be doing... What? What is the next stream? Is it one day on Saturday? I believe it is. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Enjoy the Lumastar stream. Bye-bye now.